With the recent chapters in Jujutsu Kaisen, Mei Mei, Nanami, and Gojo revealed that Kusakabe is the strongest Grade 1 sorcerer. And while Mei Mei and Nanami are certain about Kusakabe being the unrivaled strongest Grade 1 sorcerer, Gojo adds an annotation to his statement, "I'd guess Kusakabe. But maybe not if we include the big three families. So, let's put Kusakabe against the strongest special Grade 1 sorcerer, Naobito Zenin." If you disagree with Naobito being the strongest special Grade 1 sorcerer, let me know in the comments. To put it simply, his broken technique, as well as the fact that he is the fastest sorcerer aside from Gojo, should make his position as the strongest special Grade 1 sorcerer clear. More about Naobito's skills later on. In the following, I am going to list some of their abilities that make them stand out as the strongest among the first grades. Naobito Zenin is the master of the projection sorcery technique. His son is also a strong user of the technique, but Naoya could never match his father's skill, at least as a human. Cursed spirit Naoya is different, but this video is about sorcerers, not cursed spirits. The technique divides 1 second into 24 frames, tracing a predetermined set of movements within this 1 second. The user's field of view is the projection angle of view. If the user tries to perform another movement than their predetermined one, they freeze. The same if the movement contradicts the laws of physics. But that's not all. If Naobito touches someone with the palm of his hand, they also must abide by the technique. Meaning, if his opponent fails to set up a path of 24 movements in 1 second, they will get frozen as a frame for 1 second, leaving them open to Naobito's raw physical strength. Naobito also uses Falling Blossom Emotion as an anti-domain technique. In a fight, he uses his enormous speed to run down his enemies, trapping them in frames and hitting their exposed weak points. Kusakabe is a Grade 1 sorcerer without a technique. Instead, he is a master of cursed energy reinforcement in the new Shadow style. He is also one of the best users of Simple Domain, aside from Tenjin and Kinjaku, being able to manifest one without the need of a binding vow and a reach big enough to surprise Gojo and Sukuna. His mastery of cursed energy reinforcement and Simple Domain makes him a walking tank, easily defending against Sukuna's dismantles multiple times. In a fight between these two, Naobito would try to overpower Kusakabe with his crazy speed, and while yes, he is definitely faster, a few strikes of him wouldn't nearly be enough to seriously injure Kusakabe. We have seen Kusakabe taking much more aggressive attacks by far much scarier opponents like Sukuna. Kusakabe is also one of the most intelligent fighters with the biggest knowledge about curse techniques. He is the mastermind behind the anti-Sukuna squad. Because he doesn't have a curse technique, he knows everything about them, to beat opponents with strong techniques like projection sorcery. He definitely knows about Naobito's technique, way of fighting, and weaknesses. He is also fairly fast, and while this still wouldn't be enough to hit Naobito, one of his skills might be perfect for taking down the special Grade 1 sorcerer, the full counter of his simple domains. Everything that enters his simple domains will get countered automatically. We also know that this is not just a defensive strategy. Kusakabe also used it to fight against Sukuna. Against Sukuna, he expanded his simple domain to force Sukuna into its reach, so that the automatic counters would go after Sukuna. And they were fast enough to hit Sukuna while also inflicting damage. While I'm not saying that this approach would immediately cut down Naobito, it can definitely catch him off guard. While going for the fast strike, like he usually does, Kusakabe could open a simple domain, letting Naobito walk into a trap. Remember, once the path is set, Naobito can't change his set of movements. You might say that it could take very long until Kusakabe hits Naobito this way, but two factors are benefiting him. First, the attacks are fast enough to hit Sukuna, so they are probably fast enough to hit Naobito. Second, Naobito just can't inflict lethal damage upon Kusakabe. Kusakabe is just way too robust. Kusakabe's high resistance to physical damage, paired with his immense knowledge about curse techniques and the necessary striking power and experience, wouldn't leave Naobito a chance. Kusakabe is the strongest Grade 1 sorcerer. This is my first longer video, after doing some Jujutsu Kaisen shorts. If you liked it, let me know in the comments. If you disagree with my take, feel free to let me know.